Alright guys, good evening, welcome on board again for another late night U-boat stream. So, yeah, this is probably my last stream before 1 week holiday. So we are gonna go skiing with the family and yeah, so too bad that I can't stream. Yeah, let's see, probably my next stream will be not this Sunday, but next Sunday, so Sunday in a week. But let's enjoy this one here. I have a little time for maybe 2 or 3 hours stream. And yeah, if you remember, it's a few days ago, actually. This week is pretty busy at work. So our last stream was Saturday night, right? And you might remember that we successfully infiltrated to a convoy, but it's in complete dense fog. And that's quite a problem because, yeah, we can't make out any contacts like that. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna do. Yeah, we can make out almost nothing. We will see how we actually handle that, but let me give you some background. So we are actually early April 1943, which means we are 3.5 years into the war, and I am actually doing the whole playthrough through the game. I've been starting this campaign in the very beginning, just before Hitler raided Poland in September 39, and since then I've been streaming every move that I did. So not quite sure, might be almost a year or 9 months or something since I started this, and streaming this consistently through the whole campaign. And yeah, the nice thing about this game is its tremendous immersion, reality level, and yeah, open world character. So you can actually sail just anywhere. All the coasts are realistically modeled. The depths of the seabed is realistically modeled just everywhere. Yeah, so you can go everywhere, although it's of course recommended that you go where your superiors want you to go. And I started with the tiny Type 2 submarine in the port of Wilhelmshaven in 39 September, and I had to first earn my merits with this low range, low top speed, few torpedoes carrying submarine. And yeah, finally I could make it to the port of La Rochelle, since France was occupied, and around then I also was promoted to be the commander of a Type 7, which is a decent sub. And with that we could reach far out into the Atlantic and finally got access to the Milk Cow, which is a supply submarine where we could rendezvous in the middle of the Atlantic, refuel, and this was finally our tool to reach the western shores of the Atlantic, doing the Operation Drumbeat successfully, as well as the attack on Aruba. And having done that, I relocated our base to the port of Bergen, and right now we are doing the Arctic convoys, and we are not bad, because we have already reached more than 100,000 tons within the Arctic convoys mission set, and we already have reached these first 2 levels, and now we are going for this one here to finalize the Arctic Convoys mission set. But yeah, that's tough. We finally have to sink another 150,000 tons. And that's where we are right now. So let's dive into it. I want to have some improved depth keeping, so with that we don't breach the surface. So I want Mr. Grada, our chief engineer, to supervise the depth keeping, to supervise these two guys at the depth steers. Now I have my bosun at the observation periscope, and yeah, there we see the outline of a smoke column there and there, more or less straight ahead. Yes. But problem is actually the fog. We just see the silhouette. We just see the silhouette of the smoke columns and no other means of identifying these ships. We already had one destroyer passing by very close, and yeah, looks like we already have lost sight of it. Lucky thing is they don't recognize us as well, but yeah, it's still quite a bit of a problem because we need some minimum visibility to do the sighting, to get the course, position, distance data on the target, to feed it into our targeting computer. And this 350, yeah. This is gonna be the problem. That's this one. Let's see. Let's try it. So Colin, I guess you're gonna watch this one. In the chat you did some nice consideration of the pros and cons to continue, or maybe better wait, postpone the attack on later. But well, now that I'm almost in the convoy and we already have infiltrated it, not being detected yet by any of the escorts, I just can't stop it. Let's see what we can make out of this attack. These guys are pretty close.
Küstenschiff, 5 Grad.
These guys are all pretty close, and let's see what we can do about it. Maybe we can achieve a few lucky hits from the hip. But talking about it, what about the maintenance status of our torpedoes? Okay, let's do some maintenance. Mr. Schneider, start with torpedo 1, Mr. Arles. Do torpedo 2. Yeah, we are on silent running. This is why the maintenance is not done automatically anymore. But let's hope that we are sufficiently silent. That no escort actually picks up the noises that we do with reloading. Just a bit of water in the bilge, completely uncritical. And, well, I remember from last stream that at one point we actually detected another German submarine being close. So at the moment, I do have the gut feeling that there might have been an attack on these ships by this other submarine. The point is, here I do get a few stationary targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stationary targets. And I can't really make out what this is about. So ships that stopped? Or is it ships here noise? Is it a sinking wreck? Is it a ship that has been hit by that other German submarine? That's kind of unclear. Now let's do 2 other tubes. 3, 4. Yeah, we are going slow speed, silent running. Yeah, but this is risky, so any of these steam clouds might turn out.
Küstenschiff, 340 Grad.
Might turn out to be a destroyer, an escort, corvette escort. But at the moment, it looks alright. Looks like all these guys are merchantmen, according to what the crew is guessing about them. Yeah, I'm very, very surprised that I only have these stationary targets on hydrophone. That's kind of weird. Alright. So now, if you were so kind, please also do the maintenance on torpedo tube, on the stern torpedo tube, and go back to the... Yeah, Mr. Arles is manning the engines again, so that at any time I can instantly go for flank speed, having these guys ready at the engines. Yeah, in the stern I do have sound-seeking torpedoes. Discipline is alright, oxygen level is alright. Yeah. Yeah, let's see that we carefully get closer. That guy. So here, look at that again. Mr. Strauss at the hydrophone gives me that stationary contact. They're still pretty far away. And there is a contact moving away. That's pretty weird. Yeah, this might have been that military ship which has passed by. What about the other guys? I don't quite trust the hydrophone at the moment. come on, there must be some sound there. Or are they all stationary? That's pretty weird. Okay, there is some moving propeller right ahead. That's a merchant. But I fear that this guy here... come on. This sounds pretty much military. I don't like that. I don't like that. There might be some military closing in. Add something like... Is it minus 15? Yeah, I would say it's minus 15. And that really sounds military. Must be more or less around here. Just can't see anything in the fog. Yeah, that's a merchantman. Dead ahead. Yeah, this is military.
U-Boot, 10 Grad.
Okay. Another German submarine at 10 degrees. Can we hear it? Okay, it must be this sound signature. Yeah, I guess this sound signature is the other submarine. More propellers detected.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kalon?
Medium moving away. Why is it moving away? The convoy should be coming in straight on us. I really don't dig it. Let's give it a save. New stream, new save, W313. Let's do some careful time acceleration. I think it's getting louder and it's moving out to port.
Küstenschiff, 355 Grad. Küstenschiff, 15 Grad. Küstenschiff, 25 Grad.
Ja. Okay. Where are you guys? Oh yeah, what is this one? Yeah, this one is moving out on starboard side. And what about you? Yeah, this is taking a hell lot of time, but I don't dare to go faster than silent running, or any escort might spot me. But it feels weird that we don't get closer to these guys. Hey, weight loss, good evening. How are you doing? So, welcome to my probably last stream before my little 1 week holiday. Yeah. So, it's a bit weird actually. Let's take a look at the map again. So we had a few stationary targets and they're all gone by now. Yeah, we just have these 2 targets. We have a load of steam columns visible in the fog, but we get only these 2 hydrophone contacts, which is kind of weird. And something like 10 minutes ago, in game time, we still had quite a bunch of 4 or 5 just noises or non-moving stationary targets. I thought they might have been hit ships. We know, we have confirmed that there is another German submarine around, but we didn't hear any sounds of torpedoes detonating or wrecks sinking. So at the moment, it's pretty hard to make up what's going on. And yeah, I had maintained the torpedoes, but they're already going down in maintenance level again. There is this contact and the other ones, but yeah, they're just not coming closer. I just hope. I mean, the game is very stable, so having a bug is not very probable. Yeah, that's the one that already has passed behind us. Hey, yip yip. Haha. Yeah, nice emoji. Never saw that before. How are you doing? So, how was your day? It's Wednesday, so we are half through the week. So, yeah, tomorrow I do have a home office day, which means I can sleep a little bit longer. I can afford a late night stream. On Friday morning, I have to get up very early and get to work just for the morning. So probably no stream tomorrow, and then Friday afternoon we are getting our car loaded and go for holiday. So what do we have there? It's a freighter. Dead ahead. I don't know. I really don't know what to make out of what I see.
Brett, 355 Grad.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
Küstenschiff, 15 Grad. Küstenschiff, 15 Grad. Küstenschiff, 35 Grad.
What about that guy here? Let's give it a question mark. It's at minus 18 degrees. Don't see anything. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, so, I mean, if I understand it right, you're gonna get rid of these kids sooner or later. Changing school. Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's what you can do. Try to stay positive. A coaster, yeah. Well, okay, at least I get some good signal for that one. Let's assume it's the same. And yeah, I don't know how reliable these signatures actually are that I get from the hydrophone at the moment, but assume they are. And this makes sense because, yeah, since something like maybe half a year, I recognized that, I mean, in-game half a year, I recognized that convoys tend to do some zigzagging. So the long-term course, average course of the whole convoy, I determined to be like that from hydrophone checks. And if now this one here is moving like this is very consistent. So it's going on a 45 degrees course, which means it's going to zigzag like that. Whoop, 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 probably changing every half an hour. So
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
maybe I should now increase my risk a bit and increase speed. Let's give it another save.
Halbe Fahrt voraus. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
and see if I can actually intercept that guy. Yeah, I have to do some maintenance again. Yeah, let's maintain all the torpedoes again. 1, 2. Ah, shit, now we lost that target. So this guy is moving with, what was it? 7 knots. 7 knots. I'm moving also with 7 knots, which means they will go 1 mile and I will go 1 mile. So this should bring me into a nice firing position, roughly a mile away of them. Only the question is if I do have sufficient visibility to see them like that. So at the moment they should be at an angle of 40, minus 40. Alright. Yeah, continue please, maintaining the torpedoes, because now we might need it. So, please do tube 3 and please do tube 4. So it must be somewhere around there. Hey, Frosten, wow, nice to have you in. Thank you very much for the follow. That's very kind of you, much appreciated. Yeah, thank you very much, guy. That's nice. So nice to have you in, actually. The game is, yeah, I mean, it depends on what kind of genre you like, but I think this game is awesome. One of the best submarine sims. Well, actually the best submarine sim ever, I would say. Pretty much love it for the immersion, like in this fog here. Every type of weather has its own challenge, and this fog is really a challenge. So looks like that might be, yeah. See, now we have the first faint sighting of that one. Yeah, I mean, you can make it easier. I'm actually playing at almost 100% difficulty level, but of course you don't have to. So it's a coaster, probably. That's at least what the crew thinks. Velocity, yeah, well, we determined it to be around 7, and we could even guess the angle on bow at the moment. So it's at something like 50 degrees. Like that, so the angle on bow be 70, a little bit less than 70. Ah, shit, I lost it. Where are you? There he is. Maybe something like that. I can't determine the distance with these optics here with the observation periscope. The distance I can only determine with the attack periscope. Yeah, well, I just didn't find the time to kind of care for my Discord. I'm definitely gonna do that. Maybe during my holiday I find a little bit of time to work with my Discord account. So at the moment we are actually gaining on that ship. Now, torpedoes are well maintained. Maybe I should also do something about the stern torpedo again. Always good to have it ready, just in case that suddenly a chase starts. Maintain stern, and Mr. Arles, please man the engines again. Yeah, what you need, I am not sure if I understand your question correctly, but like if you, like me, we are following that coaster. Of course, this is very specially tricky in the dense fog, but yeah, you would do this maybe not in the dense fog for the first time. And you have to identify the ship. So the crew guesses that it's a coaster. Let's stick to that. If we had better visibility, we could confirm that. Then the velocity, you have to put in the velocity, which I actually got because front up I did several hydrophone checks. 1, 2, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrophone checks, and I did each hydrophone check exactly after 1 hour, so that I see that the convoy moved for 7 miles within 1 hour pretty regularly. So 7 knots per hour, 7 miles per hour is 1 knot. So I know the speed. I also know the average angle, and when you start playing early in the war, then this course here is your course. Now I'm playing later in the war, which means that the ships are just having this average course and really actually are zigzagging around that course. So at the moment I guesswork that there is this one ship moving 45 degrees towards my extrapolated angle. And now I'm trying to get it. And like if I know the course of the ship roughly, and I actually have the bearing of the ship. Ah, shit. Bad move. So where is it? So the bearing is now minus 60 degrees. So I can tell minus 60. The ship is on this course roughly there, and by this I can extrapolate the angle on bow like this being roughly 60. Ah,
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
what did I say? Angle on bow, roughly. A little bit less than 60. Yeah, that's alright, 55. So that's good guesswork. And yeah, the distance we finally have, when we are close enough, we can switch to the attack periscope and then determine the system, the distance with this kind of prism system. But right now, we guessed the position of the ship to be somewhere there. And now let's now turn in. We are really getting close, and we still have no eyes on the ship. 7 cables, and it's completely hidden in the fog. So this is really gonna be tricky to home that torpedo. So we could guess the distance then to be something like, I don't know, 5 cables. Maybe I would like to reduce speed at that point. And there they are. Wow, the fog is so dense. This ship is now just like 700 cables away, or 0.7 miles roughly. And we still don't have eyes on it. Of course, it might be that they turn around at one point. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, at the moment we are not bothered by any escort, but in terms of targeting, this is one of the toughest attack run that I ever did in this close fog. What if I change my filter? Okay, nothing with this filter. Yeah, the blue filter is actually the best, but we still don't have any visibility. Now it's minus 30 degrees. So they should be there. The angle on bow then would be, yeah, something like 56. Something like that, maybe. This is a local specialty around here. I'm living in the Frankfurt area, and here we have apple cider. And yeah, I'm actually having a glass of apple cider, actually diluted with a bit of water. Yeah, well, it's kind of, yeah, you know what apple cider is. It's kind of apple wine with a bit of water in it. Yeah. Yeah, it is actually. No, it's not just apple juice, it's apple cider, so it's with alcohol. But I think the pure apple cider uses to have something like 6% of alcohol, just like, yeah, a little bit of a stronger beer. But yeah, as I said, I diluted it. I don't want to have it too strong. I have to work tomorrow. And actually, there was just less than half a bottle left. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, it's great that you joined into the chat. I'm always curious about what you guys who are watching, what you do, what your relation to the game is. So, do you play on PC or on console? I'm actually playing on PC, but what I hear is that the game also perfectly, yeah, nicely works on the consoles. Yeah, same for me. I don't have a console. Just play traditionally on PC. Does it actually? I mean, is there a difference when you played on Xbox? I mean, it took a little bit longer until you got it, but I think it's already out since quite a few months, right? Yeah, I did in the past, but yeah, lately I ran a little bit out of patience for these games, so I do have a bit of limited time for gaming. And I have a few favorites, and yeah, these kind of strategy games. Actually, there is the only strategy game that I really systematically play is Bannerlord. This is my long-term favorite, but maybe you wouldn't call that in this way a strategy game, and particularly not a historical one. Although it's kind of pretty nicely modeled into a kind of medieval, early medieval background, which I quite like. Come on, what's the matter, guy? Why don't you come into sight? Let's see what the hydrophone tells us. No contact at the moment. Let's stop and do some silent listening. No. Wow, come on, that's so hard in the fog. I won't tell, actually. This is one of the questions that I want to keep secret, actually. Yeah, I'm living in Frankfurt area, a bit west of Frankfurt, and I am working in Frankfurt. This is what I tell, but yeah, I won't tell you what my job actually is. Come on, we don't get any signal at the moment. Is there something in the fog? What's the matter? Why don't we get... Looks like the guy stopped. Come on, at the moment it looks like they're not moving anymore. What is this? So it is minus 40, minus 45 degrees. I think I'm gonna change my course. There they are, let's go for it.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I pretty much appreciate all the conversation that we have here. It's just like that. I still would like to stay kind of anonymous, and this is like when I put out too much information, like if I would tell you what my job is, or maybe even the sector. So sooner or later people might actually Google and find out who I am. And this is just, I like to keep it like that. So pretty much love that we have a bit of privacy here and nice kind of, yeah, there are quite a few old acquaintances in the chat, but still, on the other hand, I appreciate this certain level of anonymity that we have here. Yeah, yep, that's probably something, yep. So you still have to get your stuff for school done, and working in parallel is, yep. Not easy, yeah. Come on. All these things here look a little bit weird. Personalist. Okay, yeah, actually, I don't know. Could you explain what a personalist does? Okay, yeah, interesting. That sounds pretty interesting, yeah. Yeah, this is all pretty weird. This is all pretty weird around here in the fog. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds interesting. So you meet a lot of people then. This guy must be so close if any of my considerations were correct. But maybe they weren't. Maybe my hydrophone checks were just, I don't know. Okay. Sounds like there is a guy dead ahead. So maybe I'm not doing too bad.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Schraubengeräusch. Kriegsschiff. Peilung 210 Grad. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
This ship must be dead ahead. Yeah, they need to pass to get the job. Is it? Do I understand that correctly?
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Bestätige.
Kurs setzen.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy.
Yeah, meanwhile, the maintenance of the torpedoes has run down again, probably. Not quite yet. Okay, hydrophone would tell me that they are a little bit more to the left. There is somebody coming in.
Küstenschiff. 350 Grad.
Yeah, well, but that's not him. That's the one. Alright, there, that sounds like quite some communicative job. save the game once more. Where are the guys? Feels kind of weird. Hey, come on.
Bestätige. Herr Kaloy.
Looks a bit like they start moving again. Come on. So this is really search for the needle in the haystack. What we do here.
Küstenschiff, 340 Grad. Küstenschiff, 320 Grad. Korvette, 320 Grad. Küstenschiff, 315 Grad. Küstenschiff, 310 Grad. Handelsschiff, 295 Grad.
Hey, come on now. Let's go for the scenic view. For the cinematic view once. What's there ahead? Okay, he's not moving. He is not moving. What's the matter with that guy? Yeah, I want to get that guy. No. Okay. We're gonna have to do some. some torpedo maintenance again.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
All right, there we have him. There we have him in the fog. Wow, see how bad the visibility actually is. How bad visibility actually is. So let's change course just for a bit.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
And then
Alle Maschinen
let's stop. And give it a save at that point. Let's see if we get the guy like that. We have him right in front of us. And let's see. Can we do anything with the attack periscope? Yes. We have him. Now, Mr. Schultz, our bosun, please operate the torpedo calculator. And now we can give it a rough estimate on the distance. So the speed seems to be 0. Angle on bow, I don't know, pretty hard to tell, I guess. It's something like that, but it doesn't matter when they are not moving. Distance, can we? So, coaster. Yeah, that's kind of reasonable.
zum Ziel 5, 3, 6 Meter.
Draught
Gegnerlage
is,
1,8. Bug rechts.
let's put it to 4.
Geschwindigkeit 0 Knoten.
And what about the maintenance of our torpedoes?
Motoren besetzen.
Okay, tube 1 and tube 2.
Rohr 2 bewässern.
Draught 4. Put it to 4 meters. So we have the magnetic
Rohr 2 bewässert.
pistol. So it would pass right underneath the keel. Okay. Mr. Schultz is working on the, our bosun is working on the targeting computer, so please give us the proper solution. Yeah, let's see, probably I wouldn't dare to surface to get the prisoners, but Fingers crossed that we score a hit. So gyro is synchronized.
Los! 40 Sekunden bis Torpedo-Einschlag. Ja. 30 Sekunden.
Now, fingers crossed.
20 Sekunden. 10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Okay, that was serious damage. So they should go down by now. They really should. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I never had any ships sinking so fast. That's pretty amazing. So now we have to find more of them. So let's give it a save. And see if we have any other contacts around. Moving away. Okay, hey, are they down? I don't even see the floating stuff on the surface. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I was even checking whether I was on time acceleration. That is something that you never have so fast, usually. There it is down. Okay. And we get it registered as a sunk ship.
Eine Fahrt voraus.
So, let's see if we can sink another one. That was pretty sneaky. This one, yeah, that's a small one. It's just 1,500 tons. Yep. Never saw a ship sinking that fast, particularly not since the update. Yeah, but just 1,500 tons. That's not much. Yeah, if you consider that. Okay. No, okay, yes. It's 1,500 Reichsmark that I get as a reward. The ship itself was 2,200 tons. We see it here. Nice. Very nice. So, Mr. Schulz, please shift back to the observation periscope. Yeah, air quality is going down slowly. I am even thinking about putting up the snorkel, but yeah, Frosten, it was a pleasure to have you in. So as I said, I'm going to be on holiday now for 1 week. Probably this was my last stream before holiday. We're going to leave on Friday and we'll be away for 1 week. So probably Saturday in 1 week will be my next stream. Would be happy to see you back then. Have a good one. And yeah, thanks for the follow. Now, what do we have?
Küstenschiff. Direkt voraus.
Another one. Okay. Let's see if we can have that one as well. Let's for now assume that he's going with 7 knots. And yeah, but yeah, maybe they are just the same, a sitting duck right ahead. Yeah, great. Looking forward to see you again, Frosten. Yeah, this one is dead ahead. We just don't have much means to figure out how far away. Hydrophone at the moment is not very reliable, I would say. Okay, there is ships on port side. What about this one? Let's give it a mark. And the angle would be 30 degrees. Let's check. Minus 10, 20, 30.
330 Grad. Küstenschiff. 330 Grad. Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Medium speed. I can't really tell what its course is. Yeah, I wish the fog would lift a bit. I wish the fog would lift a bit. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. But it seems to be pretty far away. Yeah, let's go for him.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Let's increase speed a bit. And let's see that we load a new torpedo. let's just hope that we don't make too much noise with that. And see that we sneak on that other guy. Unclear, so part of the convoy is moving, part of the convoy has stopped. Pretty weird actually, so give it a save. And let's do a little bit of time acceleration. And let's close in onto the guy. Oh, no, that was just some droplets on the lens, right?
Tätige.
Yeah, let's give some maintenance to torpedo tube 3. And tube 4. There we go. And let's hope that we stay unnoticed. Oh shit. So we are being detected. So I did, yeah, that was too noisy now, finally. Come on, if I can close in onto that guy before we are finally detected. Let's give it a save, maybe a new one. W314. All right, so there we are.
Alle Maschinen stoppen.
Angle and bow, maybe the same. And distance is maybe the same, 500 meters. And
Rohr 4, bewässern.
it's just the same. It's a coaster. Let's put it to a draught of 4 meters.
Los. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden.
Ja,
It was freshly maintained. It's burning, it's serious damage, so I think the guy is gonna sink as well.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Now, Hinrich, what are you doing? Please.
Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Very good.
Herr Kapitän.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Okay, there is a guy closing in. It's well possible that this is a destroyer.
Kurs setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Maybe I would like to go for that stationary turret next. Let's give it another save.
Kurs setzen.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Come on, Mr. Henrich, stay put.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
They're gonna go down pretty quickly.
Küstenschiff, 340 Grad.
There might be some enemies closing in, but at the moment it looks alright. Now let's hope that we get this one scored just as well. They are going down.
Höhenbruch, Sie sinken.
Alright. Another one. So we are almost half through the tonnage that we are supposed to do. I don't know, there is propellers, there is noisy propellers around. I'm a bit scared that suddenly there might turn up some enemy right out of the fog.
E-Motoren besetzen.
That's pretty noisy. There is some noise pretty close. What about that one?
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
seem to have lost us. What is this? That's a German submarine.
Herr Kaloin, wir wurden von Estig geortet. Torpedorohr 5 gewacht. Handelsschiff, 355 Grad. Küstenschiff, 345 Grad. Küstenschiff, 345 Grad.
There might be another one. There might be another one.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Yeah, the T1 has the best pistol. It's the steam-powered torpedo, but it has actually the most reliable pistol. So this is why I pretty much like to use it. Okay, now there should be another guy dead ahead. Okay, another guy stationary. Okay, they are depth charging the other submarine. Too bad for him.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Ich laute Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin.
Bestätige.
So at the moment, it pretty much looks like that we can wreak havoc amongst that convoy. They seem to be at maximum confusion at the moment. Okay.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Now guys, allow me to be AFK just for 1 minute. Oh no, weight loss. No, this time I am firm. No snack. No snack at the moment. Yeah. Just give me one more minute, then we are gonna continue. All right, back again. Yeah, weight loss. I guess you're talking about that special snack that you mentioned before. Yeah. As for me, yeah, no snack. It's partly because actually I don't have snacks at the hand right now. But yeah, let's be a bit consequent. I think the worst thing about the snack is that I... Oh shit. What is this? Wow, that doesn't sound good. That's depth charges. But they're not dropped against us, they're dropped against our colleague, the other German submarine. The other German submarine. Oh. Ah, okay, see, the other German submarine is actively torpedoing. Let's just hope that they're not torpedoing that ship that we are just about to target. Okay, it's not them. Oh yeah, some salami Bierknacker. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, I have sunk 2 ships now in the weather. I don't know what's up there, so the convoy is partly moving and partly just being movelessly in the water.
Küstenschiff, 355 Grad.
So I'm not quite sure. Maybe this one is the one that I'm going for. Probably, yeah. Yeah. So the other German submarine is just about, yeah, has just successfully torpedoed one of the convoys, and there is the guy that I want to go for.
Handelsschiff, 355 Grad.
Yeah, there it is. That's the guy, and velocity is 0. angle on bow is, yeah, it doesn't matter. And the distance will be something like 500, but it just doesn't make any difference as well. Yeah, let's just get a little bit closer and give it another save. And now, yeah, let's get a bit closer. So if we wouldn't even see something in the observation periscope, it would be hard to track him down with the attack periscope.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
So yeah, let's get just a little bit closer. Yeah, Lavender sunk. That's... yeah, for the report we would get some points, but probably not for the sinking because we didn't sink it. There we are. Now we are getting into vicinity.
Alle Maschinen stoppen.
Okay, what's the status of the maintenance? Don't like it, don't quite like it. We could file the T1. So, Mr. Schultz, please man the calculator again. Ah, come on. There we are. The coaster.
Aktualisieren. Lage 1, 4, 5, links.
Torpedo. Magnetic.
Rohr 4, bewässern.
Drought 4, that was fine. Let's go with that.
Los. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedo-Einschlag.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Ja.
Yeah, fingers crossed that this one is gonna hit as smooth as the other ones.
20 Sekunden. Bis Einschlag.
Fire on deck, serious damage. Very good.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Another hit.
kleine Fahrt voraus.
Air quality level is below 70% by now.
Luftziel Seerohr besetzen. Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Very good. So what does the hydrophone tell us? Mr. Strauss. And there is another stationary guy there. Yeah, guys, nice to have you in. There are a few people watching. I see the number of watchers going up one by one. So don't worry if you want to stay anonymous, you are. I'm just talking about the numbers going up. So anybody who just wants to lurk and watch, that's perfectly fine. But rest assured that you can make a little streamer like me a little more happy if you would even participate in the chat. Give us a hi. Tell us what your relation to the game is, your experience, or feedback to the stream. Just anything. Or maybe even a follow. But yeah, as I used to say, don't feel pushed. If you just want to lurk, just lurk perfectly fine. Also, yeah, just having a few people watching is perfectly fine for me. There they are. The crew has already abandoned the ship. Now it's just like that. We have visual confirmation of the sinking. They are going down pretty quickly. It surprises me. Well, I'm playing on almost maximum difficulty level, so also with high complexity of sinking ships. So that's pretty unusual to have them go down that fast. Yeah, pretty beautiful.
Höhenbruch.
Yeah. Okay, that's again the German submarine. Type 7B. Let's go for that one. Yeah, that's like a little bit of harvesting ripe fruits. What I'm doing here.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
give me the maintenance of Tube 1 and of Tube 2. We don't need flank speed at the moment, so please quickly do these 2 maintenances.
Küstenschiff, 320 Grad. Handelsschiff, 350 Grad.
So what about that guy?
Küstenschiff, 10 Grad.
Alright, that could be him. Could be. I guess that's him, probably. Wreckage, okay. That's okay. So, pretty much looks like that's the ship that was sunk by our colleague.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Herr Kapitän. Torpedorohr 2, gewartet. Torpedorohr 1, gewartet.
Kurs setzen.
Bestätige.
Mm.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Kurs setzen.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Yeah, that seems to be another coaster. Now dead ahead. Yeah, stern torpedo tube, please maintain, and you can go back to the engines to be ready, just in case we might suddenly need flank speed. Discipline is still pretty high. Yeah, we have 3 different types of food. Although the food preparation is neglected at the moment. We are not on battle station. We are on silent running. That means that the galley is not being operated.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Sinking wreck. it looks like there is one more guy dead ahead. Let's go for it.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, let's increase speed a bit. Yeah, that's this other coaster. Let's see if we can sink him just as well. Maintenance. Still all right.
Herr Kaloin, wir haben unsere Position erreicht.
Very good. Velocity 0. Angle on bow. Something like that. Doesn't really matter. Distance. Yeah, let's check the distance. Ah, we can't. But it's probably something like 500. That seems to be the maximum visibility that we have at the moment.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 5, 0, 0 Meter. Winkel 1, 1, 0, links.
So, Mr. Schultz, the bosun, manning the torpedo computer, and now the captain's taking over. Yeah, we can kind of guesstimate the distance. Yes, it's a coaster.
Aktualisieren.
Yeah, that's fine.
6, 6, 1 Meter.
Let's go with that. Once more. Guys, what's the maintenance status? So yeah, let's use the torpedo T3 now, and yeah, that should be reliable just as well. So, torpedo tube number 1. Depth 4 meters, like we had it. That was fine. And
Los. Ja. 40 Sekunden.
and there we go. Fingers crossed that it works just as well. Serious damage. Okay, there is no fire on deck, but serious damage should bring it down. It's already listing right away, so I think they're gonna sink just as well. Load again, please. And any more contacts? So I think this one will also not give us the 10,000. It will bring us to 9,000, but not 10,000. So we'll have to sink one more ship to fulfill the mission goal. Yeah, and if we look at the Arctic Convoy's overall goal, yeah, there is still quite some way to go to reach 250,000. They are going down, but they're not burning. So this guy is probably gonna take a bit longer to sink. I wonder if I should give it a second torpedo.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Yeah, they're definitely taking longer. Yeah, what do you think, guys? Shall I give him a second torpedo to finally bring him down, or is it just a matter of patience? To wait it out. It's so foggy. I don't know, are they going down? I could even get to the surface and finish it off with the deck gun. They have no armament, have they? And there is no enemies close. But that would be the maximum risk, actually.
Kurs setzen. Kleine Fahrt zurück.
Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna give it a second torpedo. Let's see. It points. Is it going down? Yeah, look at that. I think it is going down. But the crew hasn't yet left that ship.
Kurs setzen. Kleine Fahrt voraus. Alle Maschinen.
Yeah, they are sinking. It's just more realistic, more slowly than the other ones. Oh, yeah, the crew has already left the ship. So maybe I can save the torpedo. Yeah, now you see the stern clearly lifting and it's going down. So it was more about patience. Hey, wasabi! Yeah, perfectly fine. just great that you're in. So, how are you doing? Yeah, we are pretty successful actually. So we ran into that convoy in thick fog, and yes, somehow we still managed to sink a few of them, because for no apparent reason some of the convoy ships just waited, stopped the engines, didn't move, others were moving on. Pretty unclear what these guys are doing here. But I actually managed to sink one by one of these ships, which were just waiting, motionless. Yeah, sitting ducks actually. And up to now, I was pinged several times, but up to now they were not able to track me down. And the great thing is, there is one other German submarine around wreaking havoc just as well. So I really witnessed that one ship of the convoy was sunk by that other German submarine. And this is one of these great features of the game, which gives it so much immersion. This presence of other German submarines. And yeah, at one point it sounded like enemy escorts were depth charging the other German submarine, but pretty much looks like they did survive it and are still around. So are they going down finally? Please go down finally. Yeah, these sounds, that's nice. The bulkheads breaking. So they should finally go down any minute. Come on. Go down, finally. Yeah, it's just a matter of time now. In the beginning, I was really thinking that I should send another torpedo. But, yeah. Now it's clear they are gonna go down. Just a matter of time.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Yeah, let's carry on. It would be nice if we would find one more of these.
Wir lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin.
Yeah, guys, nice to have you in. And, well, I have to tell you that this is my last stream before my little holidays, so I'm gonna be offline for 1 week. And, yeah, let's see. Maybe I could do a little lunch break stream tomorrow. But yeah, as I have to get up very early, I have to work on Friday. Usually I do a home office on Friday, but this week I have to get to my office very early on Friday, so I'm probably not going to do a late night stream on Friday, which would be my ordinary schedule, but maybe I could afford to do a little bit of streaming tomorrow around lunchtime. Let's see. But yeah, maybe this is gonna be my last stream before this little week of holidays. So definitely my next stream will be Sunday next week. So did they finally? No, not yet. There they are still.
Hüllenbruch, sie sinken.
Yeah, probably. Sorry, but yeah, we will have a little 1 week trip to France for skiing, actually. Yeah, as I guessed, we are around 9,000 tons. Not yet enough for the mission, so still some work to do. Yeah, let's do some maintenance on the torpedoes. Tube 4 and Tube 3. And give it a save. And yeah, right now I'm gonna try what happens if I would rig my snorkel.
Schnorchel ausfahren.
Yeah, let's do that. There it comes. Yes. Yeah. So, little holiday with the family. So now we are gonna go back for diesel. So we are regaining battery capacity and we are regaining air quality, although through the snorkel that takes quite some long time. But yeah, let's just hope that in this dense fog nobody would spot our little smoke that we are emitting through the snorkel.
Kapitän?
Yeah, more sinking ships over there. Okay, I just checked the statistics of the stream and I see that there are people from Canada logged into the chat, so I was thinking about if you, Volvolu, might be there. But perfectly fine if you just would like to watch silently. Nevertheless, welcome if it's you, if you are the Canadian. Yeah, it really takes a while to regain air quality through the snorkel, but, well, at least we regain air quality. Discipline is still alright. Give it another save. And yeah, move on a bit.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Yeah, still fog. Actually, I think that the developers promised that with the next update coming on April 17th, they would have different levels of fog. Yeah, different levels of fog density. I'm very curious on that next update. On the one hand, of course, we are all eager to see the new submarine, Type 9. But I think they will also bring us quite a few new improvements, like also on the waves, the wave mechanics, which I already love. It's just great how they do it graphically. And yeah, what I understand is that they will have even kind of more differentiation of different types of waves. Yeah, let's see. Oxygen being above 80 by now. So, maintenance. Tube 2 needs maintenance, so please do it. Yeah, Tube 3 just as well. Tube 1. Yeah, that's so great. Look at that. All the guys in the crew are actually doing their job, and you see how they do it. And this is what I love so much about the game. It's not like that you're just commanding kind of a machine, but you're commanding a crew. And the crew finally is operating the machine. Yeah, that really makes you feel being in command. And not just technically doing a simulation. Yeah, I want to make sure that I am back to 100% in terms of air quality, and then I'm gonna put down the snorkel and go back to electric engine. At the moment, yeah, probably the diesel is just making too much noise to get a decent hydrophone scan. Hey, okay. Maybe this is a bit unrealistic. That we get this hydrophone range with the diesel running. Okay.
Kurs setzen. Insel besetzen.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Yeah, this one, I think actually this is the other German submarine.
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of time compression. %, air quality, 96% battery. That's perfectly fine. So let's put down the snorkel.
Schnorchel einfahren. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Get back to electric engines, and now we should have a better acoustical vision, to put it like that. Yeah, maybe the rest of the convoy has passed through by now. We have sunk 1, 2, 3, 4 ships. I've sunk 4 ships, and the other submarine has sunk 1 ship. 5 ships of the convoy. And maybe the rest is going on.
U-Boot 175 Grad.
Okay. So that's not him. 175. It's there. So this guy must be somebody else. Maybe that's some escort.
Luftzielseerohr besetzen.
Let's take a look.
Küstenschiff 325 Grad.
Another one. 35. Minus 35. All right. That would be nice to sink one more. So it must be somewhere there. Yeah, that would be just too great. We just would need one more coaster and we would have reached the 1,000 tons margin, the goal for the mission. Yeah, at the moment it looks like the escort has no idea. Let's go for that guy. How far is it? Not too far and pretty dead ahead. So one more victim to sink. Nice.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Give it another save.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
There it is. Our next victim. Velocity is 0 again. Angle on bow doesn't matter, but I guess it's something like that. And the distance again, about 500 meters. And at that point, let's stop engines and allow me to be AFK just for 1 minute before we finally sink that guy and fulfill the mission goal. Alright, back again. Yeah, nice. You're still there. Just great. And now we are going for the kill of that guy. Let's again check the maintenance status. I wouldn't trust that. Let's be sure and maintain torpedo tube 1. And torpedo tube 4. I can't. If I'm maintaining tube 1, I can't maintain torpedo tube 4 because it's inaccessible. So let's do 3. Here we are. Now, Mr. Schultz. Yeah, okay. Mr. Schultz, please switch to the torpedo calculator. And now, let's see what we can get with the attack periscope. It's always worse quality. The attack periscope obviously has a smaller aperture, so less light is coming in, and it doesn't have that opportunity to put on filters. But it has this feature of measuring the distance, like here, this one, the steady meter, some kind of prism given us, yeah. So the distance of maximum visibility really seems to be about 500 meters. Hey, come on. Here we are. Yeah, let's send a T3 torpedo. There we are. Let's keep the safe at that point. Again, it's a coaster with a draught of 3.5, so we put the draught of the torpedo to 4, so it would explode right underneath the keel. Alright, so gyro angle is synchronized.
Los. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Yeah, we chose the magnetic pistol, which means that
30 Sekunden.
the torpedo doesn't have to hit the hull directly, but if it passes by underneath in sufficient vicinity, it would just explode from having detected the metal. Yeah. And serious damage again. Yeah, it's not burning like before, but was a good hit, serious damage, so I think the guy is gonna sink. But it will take a little while, probably. Yeah, maybe I should have tried.
Evakuiert das Schiff.
Ah, already evacuating. Maybe I should have tried to hit a little bit more astern to hit the engines. But that was quite quick, already evacuating. They're going down, maybe faster than the one before. Yeah, wouldn't that be a nice thumbnail? Depends a bit on the illumination. Problem is, what I often have is that I think I do have a nice thumbnail and then finally it's too dark. Of course, I could kind of brighten it up, photoshopping it, but yeah. Yeah, that one might be a nice one. And they are going down quickly. Yeah, they're beautifully modeled. You see the scuppers in the bulwark of the ship. Pretty nice. And the crew in the lifeboat. And the escorts still have no idea where we are. Yeah, the last convoys were pretty tough. Had large escorts. It was tough to infiltrate, and yeah, just after the first torpedoes, the escort was upon you. So in this fog, although in the beginning I thought that the fog would be quite some problem, now as long as they were just sitting there not moving, the fog actually was a good opportunity. But if they would have just kept on moving, I would never have had any chance to get their figures put into the targeting computer to sync them properly. So, well, I think it's kind of a bug. I'm actually exploiting a bug at the moment. I have to be honest about that, because it doesn't really make sense that the ships just have stopped. Particularly in the fog, they should just thrash on. Yeah, they are going down. And at the moment it looks like I'm completely unnoticed by the escort. Yeah, let's see, maybe this later is gonna be a nice thumbnail for the stream. And yeah, guys, I see that the number of watches is just going up. So don't feel observed. I don't know who you are. I just anonymously see the number going up. So if you like to lurk anonymously, that's perfectly fine. But nevertheless, let me mention that, of course, I would be pretty glad if you would just put some hi or some comment into the chat about what you think about the game, what your experience in the game actually is, what you think about the stream, or, well, I'm always particularly interested in where you're from, actually. I mean, no details, like I usually say I'm from the Frankfurt area, somewhere in the west of Frankfurt, in Germany, which is already pretty precise, right? So, privacy, staying kind of anonymous is perfectly fine, but yeah, just roughly, because this is one of these features that kind of fascinates me the most about streaming, that you get into contact to people from all over the world. So in this stream there are people from the US, from Canada, from UK, France, North Africa. And yeah, that's so amazing. Many more, of course. And this is great. So this is kind of this example that, yeah, the internet actually unites people. And I always love to have a little chat with you independently where you're from. Yeah, but as I said, don't feel pushed. If you just want to lurk silently, that's perfectly fine. Although, a little one more follow always makes me even a bit more happy. Yeah, but just seeing that there are something like 9 people watching the stream right now, that's great. I'm just a small streamer, so if I have something like 9 or 10, sometimes 15 people in the stream, that's just great for me. Now we hear the bulwarks breaking, and yes, soon the ship will finally go down. Yeah, and the sound is nice. It actually adds to the atmosphere of the whole game. Alright, so we did it. That was the mission goal. Of course, the question is whether I should really head back home or maybe continue. I actually do have a few torpedoes left. There they are going down in the fog. Yeah, I actually don't dare to get to the surface and pick up the sailors. I could try, but no, let's not take that risk. So we have sunk quite a bunch of ships, and yeah, let's see, how many torpedoes do we have left? Mr. Schneider, please load us one more T3. Yeah, we still have plenty of torpedoes left, so maybe no reason to go back home, but maybe we should continue this mission. We have a bit of water in the bilge, but that's uncritical. I don't want to turn on the pump right now, because it might give away our position to any escort which might still be around. Alright guys, so it was a pleasure. It's getting late, it's 2:45 around here, so that's a good and reasonable time to go to bed. As I said, tomorrow I can sleep a little bit longer. I'm doing home office, so I don't have my 1 hour drive to work. And if I start working at 9 o'clock, it's perfectly fine if I just get up at 8:30. So this is a decent amount of sleep. But as I said, I'm gonna do some holiday with my family for the next week, so most probably, maybe I'm gonna do a little stream tomorrow of the day, but most probably my next stream will be just in 1 week on Saturday. No, yeah, maybe we are gonna return on Saturday, but most probably only on Thursday. Sunday. So next stream most probably be on Sunday next week. So guys, have a good time. So whoever is still in the stream, Wasabi, Yippee Yap, I don't know if you're still in. Have a good night. Weight loss, same for you. Have a good night. Frosten, I think you left. You said you had to go to bed. Yeah, guys. And yeah, maybe there are a few more acquaintances, good old guys from the stream, just lurking. So have a good night and see you next week. Bye bye. Let's give it a save. Here we are. And see you